to start by sharing a testimony that some of you have already heard. So in 2021, the ending of 2021, as I prepared for reboot camp, my wife came to me in the study and said, "Can you help me check my body? I think there's a growth." I checked, hoping she was wrong, but there it was. It was right there on her. And I said, "Don't worry about it. God is going to handle this." And I went back to my study. But as I was trying to concentrate, I was just like, "God, what is this? How can this happen?" And I went on into reboot camp, first day, second day. Interestingly, that particular reboot camp, one of the most recurrent testimonies were growths disappearing. And I'm looking at God with one eye, like, I'm happy for others. I'm just like, and then I think on the final day, if I remember correctly, she came to the room and she said, "Before I tell you what I'm thinking, I think you should check." Check. I checked and it wasn't there. She said, "It's not there." So she called her dad, who's a trained medical doctor. He checked and it wasn't there. And she began to cry. "Lord, I've seen you do it for many others. I've heard many testimonies, but you did it for me. You did it for me." And some of you heard the testimony. Now, what I forgot to mention as I was telling this story was how that after we confirmed that she had the growth initially, we went for a checkup. Yeah, I mean, it was reboot camp period, but family first. Is that not what they say? So I went for a checkup with her, and the doctor didn't say much. He just wrote some things in the paper. It was a referral to a cancer hospital. You know, of course, some blogs try to make money off this story, and they say my wife had cancer. My wife never had cancer, okay? But, of course, we know that was what the devil was planning as an eventuality. So after reboot camp, even if the growth had disappeared, because I like medically confirmed testimonies, those of you who follow me know that, I still went there, okay? Went to the hospital out of curiosities to see what the doctor would say. And so he looked at the report, looked at the measurement, began to check my wife, and he checked, and nothing was there. All right? Please, if you're celebrating God, celebrate God. So now I've told you the serious part of it, so let me move to the funny part. Are you ready for it? Now, I've been with my wife many times when doctors are working with her. I mean, she has had 3 biological births. We have four kids, 3 biological children. And many times it's a male doctor, and I never had any issue. But with this particular guy, I just suspected him, and I couldn't tell why. You see, sometimes the way the prophetic works, I don't know when I'm being prophetic. Sometimes it looks natural. So sometimes, you know, it's when I'm in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, so we made jokes about it as we're driving home. And I talk freely with my wife. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I don't trust that nigga. And my wife went to, "Come on." She was now teasing me that she could see from my face. I said, "There is something, sir." I said, "This is not the first time someone is examining you. I don't trust that guy." She just went to come of it. It wasn't up to 1 month after we saw in the news that he had been arrested. And according to the reports, apart from abusing so many domestic helps in the house who were minors, he will drug people who were under his administration, and when they were unconscious, he will do several things to them. He recorded himself doing it. And after going, so sad. And I told my wife, I should be a talker. You have a prophet in this house. Sometimes you forget. I told you I didn't trust this nigga. He was just suspicious. I can't place my finger on it, but I was sure. But it got me thinking again. One of the brightest minds in this country is in jail for 90 years. Are you listening to me? Brightest. Finished with flying colors, home and abroad, in jail. You see, there are some skills that are not taught in school, but they are very required for success in life, especially lasting success. Skills like marketing. You know, you can be a doctor and forget that there is a business aspect to running a hospital. I have a relative, very good man, very good man, medical doctor. That is exactly why the hospital did not do well, because he's a good man. Because people will just come and cry. I have no money. First and foremost, he had no administrative staff. So he was the one collecting money, the one giving them the bill. And people will manipulate and gaslight him. Please just treat me. I will pay you back. And they never paid back. And he couldn't run the hospital and it closed down. It's not enough to be a brilliant medical doctor. You have to be a good businessman because there is a business of hospital. You know that, right? So whatever you learn, you need to know marketing. You need to understand finance. You need to understand communication. You can be a great engineer. You can be a great computer scientist and come up with the best app, but you're going to need to pitch it. And so communication skills will be needed for you to succeed. Come on, are you listening to me? You're going to need emotional intelligence. It's been proven that children who are emotionally intelligent will go on to be successes in life. Is one of the strong determinants of success in life, irrespective of their IQ. But these are things that are not taught in school. Things like self-control. Self-control. Just one outburst of anger can ground your destiny forever. Someone provoked you on the road. You came down from your vehicle, picked a stone, hit someone's head. The person dies. See, it only takes few moments, but after those moments are expired, your life will never be the same again. Are you aware? It takes few moments for you to radically and irrecoverably change your life. So you need self-control for things like anger, for things like food, and in this case, for things like sex. Again, one of the most brilliant minds is in jail. He's not coming out. Probably had all A's in WAEC, flying colors in the university, probably did some extra courses abroad. Now, think about it. If you're an investor in his business, in that hospital business, and you do your risk analysis, you do your SWOT analysis, you envisage from a business standpoint everything that could go wrong. See, very rarely does anyone factor in something like sexual habits. How would you have known that that is what will close down the business? Come on, are you getting what I'm saying? You do all your risk analysis. You are a brilliant mind. You have the best doctor, the best staff, the best everything. You get all the investors. Listen, you found the strategic fit of the company. You've put the business in the right place. Listen, the hospital was on the road in one of the busiest places in Lagos. You have everything factored in except these habits. And many times we see this dilemma. We see many strong people with strong contradiction. And sometimes the contradiction is so strong that people forget the other areas of their strength. That habit you've been playing with can destroy every other thing you are building. Are you listening to me? That's what I came here to tell you. And let me tell you, this is not just spiritual advice, this is business advice. Even in the secular world, you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be held to Christian standards. In some companies, there are some things you will do, they will sack you. You will lose endorsements. You know that, don't you? You must deal with this thing. Deal with it now. Because when God tells you it's wrong, you think God is being extra. I'm telling you, it will affect you. There is no escaping it. You must deal with this thing decisively and once and for all. If you can hear me, say I hear, sir.